All right, end of the second weekend. Made some good progress. I think the trails are borderline rideable if you don't mind risking some tire pops. Still a bunch of brush around. It's not very smooth, but we're down to dirt. So I'm thinking maybe a little kicker right here. That way you can either pump or double. It's tough to see on the GoPro, but this drops maybe like 1.5 feet. I don't know. Nice little roller. So this fork was here last time. I widened it out a little bit on the inside. Found this big hump. So to make a straighter shot towards Pikachu, and might straighten it up a little more even, the intent is to drive to the right. So maybe like a little hippie double to go off to the right. The next bit I want to add is a skinny. So start ground fault right here and just flat skinny down to the main gigawatt straight. Or if we back way up. Or take it to the right on the outside, stay low, and drive into the new trail. I love amp. Okay, so I think from here I could put in maybe a little jump, land on maybe this natural kind of cutout, and roll in. Good little berm. We're down to dirt already. This was all just blackberries. Pretty rough to cut, but at least the dirt comes up fast. So anyway, nice little natural berm right there. Speed down, and once we cut into here, so from here farther forward, you can see that grass cut through. It probably drops like 6 or 7 feet, whatever it looks like on the GoPro. So what I think we can do is come in out of this corner, put like a little jump, and take it as far as you want. So if we drop down, walk down maybe 10 or 15 feet, I bet that drops about 5 feet from here. So could go pretty big if you wanted to. I'll probably widen this out, make it a little less sketchy for a run out. But then we merge back here. So let's see, that's the gigawatt straight. So if we come out here, we merge back with the gigawatt traverse and that natural double I talked about last time. So we can approach that from Pikachu coming towards us, the gigawatt straight, or the I Love Amp exit. Let's go down there. Okay, so I got this down to dirt. It's still pretty rough, but that natural double is looking to form. So nice takeoff, a little bit of shaping is all it would need. I widened it out a bit, and the landing really just ended up being some stumpy ferns. So I'll have to shave that down a bit, maybe shape up some dirt, but it should be pretty nice. This was looking awfully tight since that double needs to be pretty speedy, I think, to make this gap. So I opened it up both on the left and the right. So on the right, you don't have to cut near as hard to take it towards Gigawatt or Pikachu. I got quite a bit raked off of this. So like I said, we're down to dirt in most places. Anyway, let's take a look. So standing right at the top of the Pikachu steep, you can still cut it inside and just stay on the ground. Or my goal is to have a big boosty step down right here, hip left and land, I don't know, what's that, maybe 15 feet onto that nice natural downslope. And we'll go to the next trail later. It's going to be a shared landing with ground fault. So from Pikachu, take a nice boosty left hand hip step down, or from ground fault, take a nice double step down into that shared landing and then take it out. Let's go back up. All right. This section was here last time. We have a new section tacked on to the end. Didn't get to raking this one. Still pretty dirty. Okay, so from here we get to the next fork. So we add the I Love Amp Steep, which looks quite a bit sketchier now that it's raked. Maybe needs a bit more shaping down at the bottom. I can see some front wheels getting caught and just slamming in. And that's not going to be great. I've decided to rename. So this one is now going to be Hertz Donut. So the intent is you drop down here, and it does take a pretty hard right to get into the steep dropping down there. I was thinking maybe I would cut it left, have a bailout in case you don't make the turn, but I think I'm just going to keep it tight, you know, just stay in control. It's not that hard. If you go over, it's going to hurt. All right, let's come back up. So the new path, this one is now going to be WhatsApp. Got a nice traverse. Need some work to flatten out, but it's there. And we come around the corner, a little sweepy downhill, and I'd like to put a little rampy bit on this left side. So pop off, and if you're ballsy, boost to nearly flat. But I got it down to dirt mostly. Again, I might need to widen that run out. Maybe just another couple feet would go a long way. But anyway, I think that'll be fun. Be a nice easy bypass if you want to miss all the steeps. But you can still boost big by going off what would be that left side and coming down to this flat. So I'll flatten that out, make a nice big easy landing, take it as deep as you want. It's gonna be sweet. Okay, so we're back up at the main merge. So coming down the gigawatt straight, you can either go straight on to the gigawatt traverse, natural double, or you can take this new connector to electric slide. Want this just to be big berm, slide into, go across ground fault, meet up with Usain Bolt. And then right now I just have the one steep down Usain Bolt. It's looking much better. Maybe a little more work to clean it up, but I think eventually I'd like to make a tight left right here and another steep and drop down, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 feet over. Just some extra variant. You can take it either way once you get here, but have it be slidey. I think that'd be fun. Let's go back up this way. So this is the Usain Bolt kind of first natural kicker. I'll jump on top of that for a sec. So if we walk back up to here, we get to this outside fork. You can either take hard left to Pikachu, you can do soft left to ground fault. We showed that bypass last time. Or you can take this little natural kind of step down. Maybe put a kicker right here. I don't know, maybe 6-8 foot gap down to the natural slope. And from here, you could cut it hard left to do electric slide backwards or just straight shot to Usain Bolt. I also think I'm gonna keep this brush patch here, but put like a steep. So again, keeping with the idea of ground fault, having some skinnies on it, you can either take it left and bypass, but once you get down here, I bet that's like a 4 or 5 foot drop. So a nice skinny, I think would end up being, you know, 10 or 12 feet on a pretty steep slope to get down here. That'd be pretty fun. So we get to our next merge point. We can either take it from the electric slide connector, ground fault bypass, the ground fault steep, or the electric slide backwards into ground fault proper. So last time I had it cut to about here. Take it down here. The GoPro doesn't show it, but from here down to the Home Sweet Home return track, I bet it drops like, I don't know, 8-10 feet. And I think we can come out of that corner and put a little boosty kicker, pop, and jump right from here, and land on that downhill, and have a nice straight run out. Maybe looking back up gives a better view. So I bet by that corner, that's maybe like an 8 or 10 feet drop from where I'm standing. Here's kind of the upshot. So the Pikachu, Big hip. You could take it on, I don't know, what looks like the right side from this view, from viewer's right. Take it inside, stay on the ground the whole time, and run out. Either run out, probably take the wider one. Or you could boost off of that on the outside and fly all the way to here. And I'll probably shape this a bit so it's just a nice slope landing in both directions, so you can kind of choose your line, pick how big you want to go. You big gap to here would be massive with speed. Or you could do short gap, land anywhere in between, roll it if you want, or gap it if you want. And then the double to kind of hit that shared landing on ground fault. Gonna be pretty sweet, I think. Okay, so we're back up at the top at the Pikachu fork. I talked about this a minute ago, so we have a few options here. We could go slight hippie right, double off to Pikachu. We can go slight hippie left, double off to I Love Amp. I want a straight shot on a skinny to ground fault. And then I cut this little guy, which is a really hard right turn for like, I don't know, call it the ground fault skinny bypass. But I think I might put like this, I don't know, I'm trying to think of another wood feature. Like a steep up, land on some platform, and steep down. Just like a hard 90 kink to get on top of it. Otherwise, that's gonna be really tight and just kind of annoyingly slow. So why don't we force it slow by putting like some wood feature that kinks up and kinks down. You'd probably still have a bypass somewhere. I mean, if you want to take it slow, take the Pikachu. It's going to be a rollable double. You can still cut left in here, get onto the gigawatt straight. But I think that'd give several options coming out of that first merge. And quite a lot of variety. Yeah. I think something like that'll work. Let's go back up again. I just want to show a little more. So I've cleaned and raked these off a bit. It's time for maybe another brush, maybe a rake, and maybe just finally some shovel work on dirt to flatten this out. Come around the Usain Bolt outside property line corner. You can start to pick up speed, dropping down. So from here, that maybe drops, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet from the top of that apex. You could either cut hard left to stay on gigawatt, and then hard right to get onto the gigawatt straight. Or straight shot down to Usain Bolt. Bit of bomb holes, slight right, chicane out, and now we're back to the outside fork. So again, hard left, go onto the Pikachu straight, maybe put a little double in there to join with the gigawatt traverse, or onto ground fault or Usain Bolt. It's coming together. This is gonna be pretty fun. I'm excited.